Hello everyone, Harry begging to fix the problem. Well, the evidence is clear. The witnesses are ready. Just waiting for the day Harry and Meghan sink into the ashes. Actually, I am not too surprised, just happy. Who can work with the narcissistic, evil Meghan and Harry? The story continues to develop, and there may be new developments. And right now, explaining is my job. Harry is pleading for an incentive, maybe additional money. In any case, there is no way to prevent this from taking place. Yes, I am aware of it. Nothing but insanity, isn't it? This most recent narrative, which is, of course, coming from the region of Montecito, is a little bit similar to that. To tell you the truth, when you think about it, a few months ago, this was going to be the same as it has always been with the Sussexes. This major occasion, a relaunch was scheduled to take place at some point. They were going to be adored by the public. Every single thing was going to go back up. Both of these particular people made me feel sad for and sorry for them, because it appeared that they were capable of performing this task. They were hired. Now, there are actually two sides to this tale. Since Josh Kettler, of course, wasn't especially well known during his whole life. Furthermore, as a result of this connection, he is going to become quite well known, and a great number of people are going to be interested in hiring him for the sole purpose of obtaining the narrative or having that relationship. At this point, one could have a suspicion, and I would say without a doubt that he most likely made an effort to help the Sussexes make it work for them. On the eve of this fictitious royal journey to Colombia, he purportedly made a stunning statement in which he effectively stated that he could no longer do it. This is something that we have to mention, as it has always been the case. As you can imagine, he had previously been through one tour, which was a false one that took place in Nigeria. During that tour, Meghan made the decision that she was 43% Nigerian. The entire experience was a farce and a disaster. On the other hand, you have to learn to see things from his perspective. You are on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and if inspiration hits, madame, you have to react and, of course, work appropriately. Working with the Sussexes is a demanding profession, and I know this because I've spoken to a lot of different individuals. You should realize that members of the Gen Z generation, in particular, are not ready to engage in activities of that nature. A person like Meghan, who is now in her 40s, is one of those individuals who just believes that, well, I'm paying you, you should do it. You know, that's the way it works. Nevertheless, it is unfortunate that even that specific form of persuasion was not sufficient to prevent this particular individual from leaving. It was far too much for him to bear. Now, what is really intriguing is that, according to a source, the bottom line was that, Harry begged him and said, "This won't play out very well. Could you not remain till after the tour? This is the most important part of the situation." And a great deal of confusion ensued between the two of them. However, it appears that he stated that he was unable to in the end. He couldn't take it anymore. He didn't want to continue doing it, and he preferred to go on with his life. Indeed, we are obligated to state that, purportedly, People magazine, which purports to be the spokesperson of the couple, has stated that this was mutual. Honestly, are you surprised to receive this information? If so, comment number 1. If not, comment number 2. And if not interested, comment number 3. Permit me to explain the actual operation of this. The arrangement would have been originally for a period of 3 months, after which both parties would have the option to dissolve the agreement. However, in a circumstance such as this one, it is natural to have the expectation that if you have spent 3 months with someone, they would offer you a little bit more, and possibly from the other side, the employer's side, as well as the employee's side, you will have established a connection. On the other hand, it seemed as though there was no connection that could be formed, and it did not matter what Harry said or did. It seemed as though the overtures were that he would attempt to limit the issue. It is possible that Harry is the one who is the source of the issue. It would appear that nobody has the courage to physically put a lid on it. The most significant thing is that Josh is no longer around, and this is going to be an interesting new development in terms of what comes after this. Maintain vigilance on the pair, as they have been informed that they are not, and that no one is permitted to speak to them about the most recent removal, which occurred on the 18th, as we have learned from their staff. This is a narrative that is still unfolding. I think Harry's chief of staff proved himself to be an astute and smart man for knowing when to abandon the pair of delusional and aggressive narcs. And if Bill Simmons' assessment of Harry's stupidity is anything to go by, he also deserves an actual award for putting up with the inept, immature, belligerent, and aggressive man-child for 3 months. Then, I think they're going to Colombia to force IPP status. I just hope everyone looks the other way. If they believe they need IPP status, then they are deluded by choosing to visit travel warning countries. If they were kidnapped, it would be great if a ransom was completely ignored. They don't realize that they are not that important in the whole scheme of things. So far, by traveling to these countries, nothing has happened, so they have nothing to prove. It is certainly not wrong to say that his money, his reputation, and his pride were all handed to him by the palace machine. He was a palace construct. They created him to make him more palatable, since he wasn't in real life. He was a noisy, nasty, whiny, drunken, drugged-up boy who felt sorry for himself. And I'm not sure if that is pride or arrogance that you see, and he was extremely jealous of his brother. And whatever his brother had, he coveted. So now they have tried recreating their very own palace in California to rule from. Now they say they no longer live in their mansion. So where are they all living now? Are they really all split up? Who do the kids live with? Who and where will the children live while H&M are off playing a royal tour in Colombia? Markle is like a vampire. She drains him of his money, his reputation, and his pride. They've lost close to 18 people so far. One wonders when they will realize that the problem is them. They need self-awareness and a sense of personal responsibility for that, and they have none. Meghan will always believe she is right, and everyone else is wrong, while Harry will continue to be excused, despite the fact his aggression, level of bullying, and spite are legendary. It's no wonder he's the sociopath he is today, when no one, not even Queen Elizabeth, ever holds him accountable for anything. The fact he worked for Harry is also selectively overlooked, as it's far easier to credit that woman instead of judging the pair equally as they deserve. I can't imagine anyone would want to work for them, because they pay well. The despicable duo always want their pound of flesh from whom they see as peasants. They don't like paying for anything out of their own pockets, and are always wanting and expecting something for nothing. Yes, the question is why you would have to be desperate, or they fall for her lying charm. You know, she had plenty of practice with that on the yacht. Besides, he worked for Harry, yet it's always easier, despite it being disingenuous, to excuse Harry and solely blame Meghan, which explains why Harry is the sociopath he is today. He's never credited for his deceptive role, faced consequences, or ever been held accountable for his own indefensible, cruel, and manipulative behavior. Can I just say how proud I am of their chief of staff to have the guts to say, "I refuse to work under the conditions of Meghan." Bravo! Yes, Harry and Meghan are equally deplorable, in my opinion. But of course, Meghan is more calculating. Harry doesn't have the brain power to do that. Working for these two nutter butter would drive anyone into deep mental health problems. No HR. So the simple solution was, "I'm out of here now." Highs. It doesn't take brain power to be idle and inept, or to bully, exploit, and cowardly and insidiously attack one's own family, nor does it take brain power to callously and deceptively accept unearned and undeserved accolades. He's not shy about doing her bidding, either when she sends him out. He does a good job. Since Harry married Meghan, it's been like watching one long Jerry Springer show. Exactly. These two are a royal mess. That's the only thing royal about them. Best of luck to Josh moving forward. You deserve so much better than being dragged into the gutter these two lounge and play in, because he is her servant and does everything she says. He made his bed, take that laxative now. Maybe Harry is part of the problem as well, as he certainly is not a saint. My guess would be that he would treat people with arrogance, ignorance, and entitlement. I certainly don't understand why anyone would want to work with them. Harry and Meghan should have life alert bracelets, so if they ever get a life, they would be notified immediately. To be honest, why is Harry always excused, despite his very evident and long-standing role in this entire saga? After all, he was in fact Harry's employee. Yet notwithstanding Harry's legendary temper, aggression, arrogance, attempts to control free speech, and entitlement, his supporters continue to support and enable the sociopath, no matter how egregious his actions and behavior towards the royal family, but instead, like Harry himself, choose to blame any and everyone else for his failings, flaws, inadequacies, and deeply disturbing traits. Anyway, when you have put forward against you one alleged bullying allegation after another, ad infinitum, I think the onus to prove the accusations false falls on the accused. That will be a difficult endeavor for Harry and Meghan. After being repeatedly cited for lies, hypocrisy, artifice, exaggeration, and inscrutability, Harry and Meghan have lost all credibility. Did you notice that Meghan wanted Harry not to see his old friends anymore? She wants him solely dependent on her for everything. She wants to isolate him and make him only think of her for any happiness that he may experience. I believe she does this because she has no friends, and she's probably jealous of the friendship that he had with his blokes from the UK. That is something that she could never do. Copy and understand how friendship is so important. Should we feel sorry for Harry? Please share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching my video. I hope to receive many likes, shares, and subscriptions from everyone. Please support us more and longer. Sending thousands of kisses to all of you. Goodbye and see you again.